guys, it's Ashley, your scrapping nerd, and today I have a layout share, and these are my layouts from April, May, and June. There's quite a few in there. I did throw in a couple oldie but goodies, and so those ones won't have a process video, but everything else has a process video. Okay. All right, so we'll start with this one, and this one was just from my stash, and so it's always hard to use the papers that are like photos. I always have a hard time with those, and I didn't want to cover up this cactus, and I didn't want to cover up this guy. He got a little bit covered here, but so I thought if I put the picture in the middle and had so you could still see the picture, it would work out good. And this was like a Project Life card or something that I had that had this jagged edge, so I traced it onto this burlap paper and just added a bunch of layers, and I really liked how that turned out. I think these come from Echo Park stickers that I have. So, and this is us hiking in Bear Canyon, and it worked out really good. So that's an idea to use up those harder photo papers. This next one, I really love this one. This one turned out really good. This was a scrap lift from Scrapping on the Fly for the Pineapple Papers May I Scrap Lift You? And I ripped the papers like she did. And the papers are from Craft a Clock Ocean Deep. And there's two different kinds here. This is I really like the seashell paper. These cut aparts were also from Craft a Clock, and they were stark white, and so I inked the edges just to distress them a little bit to match this paper in the background. And then these chipboard pieces are from Stamperia. So this is just one of my favorite layouts there. And then another one that's from the Pineapple Papers May I Scrap Lift You, and this is actually from Crystal of Pineapple Papers, and she had this really cool triangle layered thing at the top, and I'm awful at triangles. I just can't cut them right, so I just kind of use the corners of the papers. And so you can see it's the corner of a striped paper, and so this side doesn't have the stripes like this, and I'm not sure that I really like that, but I just left it alone. These papers are from, I think, Mente Seaside Escape. Yeah, Mente Seaside Escape. And these tags here, and then this, I put this twine in the tags. And so I really like how that one turned out as well. This one went on quite a journey. I thought it would be fun to have different size squares and rectangles of different pattern paper and have them at different dimensions. I don't know if you can see, they're all kind of popped up in different layers. I'm not sure if I love this one yet. It's really busy, and I usually my layouts are busy. I try to pack as much into a 12 by 12 layout as you can. And so if I'm not sure, then I'm sure this is not Minnie's cup of tea. But all these papers are from the Paper House 6x6 paper pad that I got at Hobby Lobby, and they're really thin papers, and so I backed them on this blue cardstock so I could have these different layers. And all these little bits and bobs are just from my stash. So I like it, I just don't know if I love it. So, but I do love the octopus there. This layout I absolutely love. This is just one of my favorites. It's my best friend's son, and he's just adorable on the beach with his little pacifier. The crab is from a Copa cut file, Feeling Crabby, and I have him holding the picture. And this part right here was actually cut out and you would throw it away, but I popped it up to give him some dimension and then put some googly eyes on him. It's just adorable. And then this crab paper is authentique feeling crab. No, not feeling crabby. That's the cut file. Voyage, I think, is what this one's called. And then there's the Echo Park, the striped one, Ahoy there, and on the back is these little hexagons that I cut out. And these are, oh, I said that already, the Mente paper, Seaside Escape ephemera. So I just love this one a lot. This was actually one of my favorites continually. I haven't had a favorite new one yet. This one was a lot of fun. This is a Halloween layout, and so you can see that I put some Halloween just bits and bobs from my stash. This guy here I cut out from Stamperia paper and put it on this paper that I had in my stash as gears. And I don't know if you can see they're embossed in the background. I really liked how this turned out. The gears are from Scrapaholics, and I added some texture paste to them, kind of dabbed it on, and then painted each one in like different colors. It's all in the video, but it adds a really nice rustic touch to it, so it looks more like a steampunk layout. And then this border of these gears I've had forever in my stash. I don't even remember where I got this, but yeah, I really like that one too. This next one is a Disney layout, and it's a 2-page layout. There's nothing much to it, really. I did find a free image of the Millennium Falcon. I put it in the Cricut, and I cut it out, and then I added some texture paste and sprayed it with a whole bunch of Tim Holtz sprays and mica sprays to give it kind of a sheen there. And the mountains I cut from the Cricut, and they're popped up on foam so they have different dimension. And I used gesso and just added some texture to those. And this paper was just some paper I had in my stash, and I cut this out from the Cricut. And the companion page to it I sprayed this piece of paper so it has the same colors as the Millennium Falcon, and then the mountains go all across the bottom. These are from the Simple Stories Say Cheese sticker book. Added some enamel dots, but yeah, so it turned out really good, but it's nothing much to those two layouts. This one is another Disney one. I really liked how this one turned out. I cut these Mickey heads on the Cricut. All I did was take the 3 different circles and weld them together, and they're not perfect. I wanted them to kind of be like a sketchy circle, and I cut it out 3 times so that I could spread it out, and I couldn't spread it out more because then it would stop looking like the Mickey ears. It just has the circles at the top. So this turned out really good. These are all papers from Say Cheese 4, and the stickers are Echo Park, Remember the Magic, and A Magical Place. And then this is the Simple Stories Say Cheese? Yeah, Say Cheese sticker book. And I used enamel dots in the 2 different sizes to make little Mickey heads there. The fireworks kind of fill up this negative space from the sky. So I really liked how this one turned out. Plus, I always love a good Disney layout. This next layout was out of my color palette. I don't normally use these colors. This was another scrap lift from Pineapple Papers, May I Scrap Lift You? And it was from Janet at Galaxy Girl Creations. And she had like a star burst on hers. And there's no way I could cut out matching circles, so the Cricut, I cut this out from the Cricut, and I was going to cut the edges off so it would just be the starburst, but I actually liked how it framed in the photos, so I left it. This is a Vicky Bouton paper, the sun paper, I believe it's Sweet Rush, and then there's ephemera from the Simple Stories Celebrate, which is where this red paper's from, and also from Pepple's Kit at Heart. And this is just our first day of vacation. And I really like how my husband's shirt matched the reds in here. So that's a fun layout. This next one is an Easter layout of my dog Yoda. He has his little Easter bow tie on. And I really liked how this one turned out. I had this is all like just stuff from my stash. These are Echo Park, my favorite spring and my favorite Easter. I don't know which is which. Same with these banner pieces. The eggs it was a paper from my stash, and it was just rows of eggs, and so I cut out all the eggs from the paper and I rearranged them into a wreath, and then each of them, like, I put some pearls and some enamel dots. So some of the eggs, I don't know if you can see, they're shiny. I tried to decorate each, have something on some of the eggs there. The butterflies are from my stash. They're also kind of shiny, and they have foam behind them so that it keeps the wings popped up. Even in the scrapbook, when it starts to get flat, it'll still show that dimension. So I really liked how that turned out. It took me a while to try to arrange these eggs in a wreath form, but it turned out really cute. Another one using those Echo Park, either my favorite spring or my favorite Easter papers here. And this is just my other dogs, Zoe and Gracie. They're in their little flower headbands here. And this one was just a fun, simple layout. There's some embellishment clusters, and I rearranged these so many times, and there kept being like this center that was just empty, and then I found this 2x2 card, and so it was perfect. It filled in that negative space and kind of made it looks very symmetrical now. So, and I really like adding the flight trails of the bee there. It turned out really cute. These little ladybugs are adorable. So I like that one. Very spring layout. This one was a fun layout. This was I took my husband to work with me, and so I had this card that looked like a composition notebook, and so I just cut a piece of black paper here so that it really solidified that composition look. And then all of these science things are just stuff from my stash that I had, and so I kind of liked that I made it look like a graffitied composition notebook. And then I made all these little molecules from enamel dots here. I just put different sizes and put lines on it. And then the mice down here, I work in research, so this tied in good, and it's cute. They have little hats, and this one's riding a skateboard. So this was fun. I cut the title out from the Cricut, and I cut it out multiple times so that I glued it together so it has some dimension. So this is just a fun little layout. This one doesn't have a process video. This is just an oldie but goodie. I thought it was just a fun, simple layout. You're the bee's knees. I had all these bees stickers in one of those sticker books, I think from Michael's, a Recollections sticker book. And so I thought this was a good chance to use all of them up. We were going to go to San Diego for our first anniversary, but then the world was closed due to COVID, so we had to stay home in our pool, which worked out just fine. So that was a fun, and it's just all from my stash. Get some stuff used up. Another one from my stash is this Halloween layout, and so I thought it'd be fun to have googly eyes in a wreath, and I have so many googly eyes and I don't use them, and so I didn't want the whole wreath to be googly because they wouldn't be as many different sizes, so I cut out different size circles and made other eyes, and then just put in the googly eyes mixed in. And then there's some stickers that have eyes. This wood title that I had, or wood piece that I had, I put some Tim Holtz embossing powder on it, so it looks a little distressed, and then the googly eyes are for the 2 O's for spooky. So it turned out really good. Put some bats. Got a lot of stash used up on that one. This one has a layout and a pocket page, and so this is from Mente Papers, the Woodland collection, and it had a circle here. I think it was a piece of wood because it's like a tree, I believe. But I cut that out, and then I put this top layer up on foam so that this middle is kind of like indented, and the deer is more to the foreground. And I really like how that turned out. And I just cut out a bunch of these leaves and put them all in there. Some butterflies. I think these are a Tim Holtz collection. And then I made a pocket page to go with it. And so you can see I had 2 of those mentes. So the deer is here, I cut out, and then the owl from the paper is cut out. And I believe these mushrooms are also from a Tim Holtz. I need to do my journaling here, but we were hiking and we saw these deer hiking. And so I thought it would be a good pocket page so I could get the pictures of the deer in there, but then I didn't, have 7 layouts of deers. So I really like how that turned out, and it looks cute next to this one. And lastly, this one doesn't have a process video, but this one is fun. It just used up a whole bunch of stash, and we went and stayed at a bed and breakfast in Sedona for my birthday, and they have this like I guess it's like a healing walk, and you walk in the circle. And the funny thing is, this right here I've had in my stash forever, and I never thought I would use this piece. And when we were there, I was like, I have to take a picture of this so that I can use this scrapbook ephemera, and it's funny that I take pictures just to use my scrapbook stash that I have. I'm sure we all do that. But so I finally got to use that up, and it's just stuff from my stash. I have a punch that cuts these arrows out, and it's just from some craft paper and this circle in the background. So really simple and cute, and the main reason was just to get this strange ephemera. I don't know where that came from, and I just never thought I would use that, but I finally did. So thank you to everyone who has watched my videos, subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. If you haven't liked and subscribed yet, go ahead and hit those buttons. Thank you everyone, and have a great day. Bye.